What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant/review. Today I want to talk about this album right here by the joint group of Blu Oh No, titled A Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night. And shout out to Blu and Oh No, for those who haven't heard of them. I've talked about Blu on my channel, dope MC from California. Same with Oh No. Oh No has jumped more onto the producing side of things. He's also an MC as well. Same with Blu, but on this album, Blu is just strictly rapping. Oh No is sticking to the production on here. And I've sung praises of Blu on this channel when it comes to his rhyming and his not so much his production, even though his Jesus project was fucking great. I love that album. I love lo-fi hip hop, and he did wonders on that. Check it out. He goes by just B on that one. He doesn't use his full name on that shit. And this is his latest project where he's rhyming on it. A Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night. Alright? And let's look at the artwork right here. There you got Blu chilling on the front of I guess his yard. You got one of them old school, looks like one of them old school lowriders. Just basically, you know what this reminds me of altogether, from the artwork even onto the music on here? When I reviewed what album was it? The one that he did with Bombay on the production. I think it was called No Place Like Home. Came out maybe I think 1 or 2 years ago. It was one of my favorite albums that year. No Place Like Home, I believe it was called, something along those lines. But this album, from the artwork to the music on here, basically mimics that whole concept. So if you're familiar with that one, and I really love that album, just when we're talking about the artwork alone on the front, boom, that it gives you that same vibe. All right, on the inside, not too much going on. There's the CD. There's the back of the front. On there, you just got the power lines, telephone lines on there. And on the back, there you go, there's a track listing. And we could just go straight into that because, like I told you, production is all handled by Oh No. Features, this is very feature heavy. Okay, so let's jump right into it. You got Kazaya, Abstract Rude, Self Jupiter, Donnell Smokes, Definite, Cassius King, love that name, MED, shout out to MED, Montage 1, Tri-State. Alright, they're starting to repeat, like Donnell Smokes, Cassius King, Definite, MED, Donnell Smokes. You got Oh No himself. You got Brandy Price, Player Hayes, Mike Holden, Ayan Bassa, Jabi, Carl Rowe. Yeah, Carl Rowe, I think that, yeah. And Local Black. Some of these guys are repeated on here, but it looks heavy, but it feels it adds to the feel of the album. Okay, and I'm about to jump into that. Pros and cons. Let's just jump into this because I don't know how to. It'll come out in my pros and cons. Pros. This is Blue. We're talking about. He's been making noise for the last, I don't know, I want to say close to a decade. Dope West Coast rapper. Lyrically, you're getting the dopeness from him. Same with Oh No. Oh No brought the heat. I haven't heard too much from him in a while. Check out the Disrupt, great album from Oh No, where he's rhyming, and I think he does some of the beats on there. But after that, he's been strictly beat making. Like, he'll make an appearance here and there. But yeah, and actually he worked on Gangrene too. What am I saying? He worked on Gangrene with what the fuck? Alchemist. So yeah, he does handle beats and rhyming as well, but he hasn't come out with solo shit in a while. But he's an ASAP beat making on here. I think that this was sort of a concept album. I don't know if it was put out that way, but the way this feels, I would say, especially after, I want to say track 7 or 8, it feels more like a concept album. Like it flows that way. Like he's getting dragged into doing bad shit, robbery, this and that, popping shots, do the crime, murder case. These are all some of the titles. And then he ends up facing time, track 15. Then he's doing a jail cipher with all these dudes. See, this is where it makes sense. On tracks like Jail Cipher, where you have Player Hayes, Mike Holden, Ayun Bassa, JB, Carl Rowe, and Local Black, they're in jail rapping. Like a lot of those guys do. They'll have a cipher in jail and they'll start rapping. And then track 17, Fresh Out. Wait, did I say before? Track 16 is Jail Cipher. Track 17 is the last track. Fresh Out. He's out of jail, celebrating that and talking about how he's fresh out, the feeling of being fresh out. Track 8, the robbery, it makes sense for him to have other people on that track because it's not just him going to rob. Track what was it? Track 6, Boogie the Flex. I believe that was him going in. I think that's him going into a club and doing his dance moves, Boogie and the Flex. And you got the other dudes in there talking about that sort of thing. Help me out with this, y'all. That's what I was getting from it. But it all connects. I'm not doing it justice. Y'all know me. There's a lot of thoughts trying to hold themselves together at this point. But the album wasn't bad. I do prefer Good to Be Home or No Place Like Home, whatever that album was. I prefer that one a little bit over this one because it wasn't too feature heavy. That's one of the cons of this album, but it's a heavy con for me. But it did make sense. So all in all, I like the album. I would give it maybe like a 7 to 8 out of 10. Good album. Shout out to Blu and Oh No. And that's all I got to say. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe and share my shit, like my shit, upvote it, and that's it. Peace, bitches.